Well, everyone, you guys have to be a little patient with me because I have to break this whole entire thing down. So I've been super critical of the iPhone SE 3. I think it's a great iPhone for what it is. I just really think it's overpriced. I think it's probably not a $429 phone anymore. And to be honest, I think if it was released at $299, that would have been a very, very good deal. But there are some concerning things that Apple kind of placed in their, keynote thing. It's not deceptive or anything, but I think it's kind of strange to kind of word things a certain way. So again, I'm not exposing Apple, it's nothing like that, it's not a crazy big deal, but it is kind of weird and I'm not really a huge fan of it. So first of all, when you make your way over to their iPhone SE page, this was actually the first, they said, a leap in battery life. That was something they kind of offered. And they kind of showcased that, compared to its, predecessors, some of the predecessors, they're offering better battery life. That's kind of a claim that they had. Funny enough though, I saw their iPhone SE 2 release page as well as the release document they had, their little press release, and they kind of mentioned that that iPhone had great battery life too because of the Apple A13 Bionic chip inside. We all know that really wasn't the case, and with the Apple A15 Bionic chip inside, they're kind of saying the same thing. They're saying, oh, well, this thing has a newer chipset, so it's going to give you better battery life just because of that chipset. Now, on this release page, they say, and they give you a little interactive thing, and this is the first time I've seen some of these older iPhones referenced in many years. So they say big time battery life, a highly efficient chip, an enhanced battery, whatever, yada, 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 right? Now, they mentioned that it can give you up to 2 hours more video playback versus the iPhone SE second generation. Now, you can go ahead and choose different iPhones. You can choose an iPhone 8 as well, and I did, and it gave you the same up to 2 hours more video playback. Very weird. So I clicked the iPhone 7. It's the same as that case, only 2 hours of more video playback. So I clicked it again to the 6S and I thought this thing was broken. But no, when you click 6S, it changes to 4 hours. So I'm like, I know the iPhone 7 and 8 had different battery life, and I know the SE2 had better battery life than my iPhone 8, so I'm not really too sure what's going on here. But interestingly enough, this is a two-part thing. So one, they're claiming that it'll give you up to 2 hours more video playback. First of all, who is sitting there watching a video for 15 hours straight or however long they did this test? People don't normally use a phone like this. They typically go on Snapchat, they do FaceTime calls, they do different things like that. It's harder to test when you're doing something like that, I do understand, but it is kind of strange to say, oh, you're getting 2 hours more video playback. Nobody is sitting there and only watching videos on their phone. They're doing a bunch of different things. And with the addition of 5G on this iPhone SE2, I don't really see how it could be that much better, considering that 5G does take up, it takes up a lot more, battery life for sure. It takes a lot more power up. So one thing you can do is you can actually click on the little number 3 right next to where that video playback option is, and you can actually see how they did this test. So it says all battery, claims depend on network configuration and many other factors. Actual results will vary, obviously. They say battery limit has, whatever, right? Then they say testing conducted by Apple in January 2022 using pre-production iPhone SE third generation units and software. It says in February 2020 using pre-production iPhone SE second generation, so on and so forth. But they also say all settings were default except Bluetooth was paired with headphones except for the iPhone 6S. And they also mentioned that the Wi-Fi was associated with the network. So that means the Wi-Fi was connected to a network. When you're connected to Wi-Fi, you typically don't have 5G on. The 5G towers just aren't using it because it's usually using Wi-Fi. So I'm assuming that these phones probably didn't even have SIM cards installed in them as well. So they were literally probably just using the bare bones iPhone SE and probably not even using any signal or anything like that. So when you have something like that, that changes things up significantly. 5G takes up a lot more, power than the normal, 4G networks. And 5G is just one of those things, you have to account for. It's a cool feature, but again, we are just not watching videos on our iPhone. We are doing a lot of different things across the board. So some people saw that extra 2 hours and they were like, well, it's, extra 2 hours of use you can have from your phone. That is not the case. You are getting maybe a little bit better battery life, but not under similar conditions. If you're having 5G enabled on your iPhone SE3, that can cause some massive battery depletion as well. So I think it's very strange Apple is utilizing specifically just video playback. Again, I do understand why they're doing it because it's a little bit easier to kind of manage, but we're doing a lot more than just watching videos on our phones. We're texting people back, going on FaceTime calls, Snapchatting people, watching TikTok videos, going on YouTube sometimes while watching videos, but I do think it's kind of strange. And to be honest, it's kind of weird. We're getting these phones this week, so we'll be able to test it a little bit thoroughly, but it is very, very strange that Apple is approaching this specific phone like this, in my opinion. So kind of a little thing I wanted to state. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.